But it is in your policy to give details.
I understand. No, but I'm just saying, out of respect, I asked for your name. You can ask for my name. You know.
That's fair.
So what is your name, sir?
One thing I'm going to ask is, obviously I've spoken to my colleagues who explained what's happened and what they've witnessed you do. Okay.
Allowed to record this.
I am perfectly legal to actually do it.
Inside the...
Yes. Who are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a police staff. I work here. And this is
So what's your shoulder number?
7247.
Okay. And also you should have told me you're putting a camera on.
I am putting a camera on.
Yeah.
I just did.
I will be getting a copy of that.
So this is a secured area.
Yes.
And I don't think you should be...
Well, what you
filming.
think and what the law is are two different things. Okay? And I'm perfectly well within my legal right to do exactly what I'm doing.
You did that in a public area, which was fine.
Yep.
I have no issues.
And this is publicly accessible.
Yes.
Okay,
but not this.
I'm not coming through here.
Yep.
Okay, I'm on this side of it.
Absolutely.
Which I'm perfectly well within my rights.
But I don't think you should be able to
Well,
record what's on a
as I've already
car
told
park.
you, what you think,
Yep.
okay, and what the law is are two different things.
Okay, since I introduced myself, my name is Aneta. Would you like to introduce yourself?
No, I'm perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so, and that is the big difference. What you actually think and what the law is
You might be
are two
absolutely
different
right.
things.
You might be
Okay.
absolutely right.
Well, no, it's not. I think I'm right. I know I'm right.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That's
that's
okay,
the
I
reason why you have these gates here.
Yeah.
So we, members of the public, go no further.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why I'm on this side of the gate and you're on that side of the gate.
Perfect.
Okay? And wherever I stand on this side of the gate, I'm allowed and will do what I'm rightfully well within my rights to do, is to film.
Just be careful when they are driving in, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I don't need
I don't want
I don't need directives, but I will move out of the way. So don't worry about that.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries.
IW1 the audit starts off calmly, but tension rises as soon as the auditor enters the police station's public waiting area. A brief interaction with a staff member quickly turns into a lesson on a commonly misunderstood concept, the implied right of access. In spaces that are publicly accessible like shops or reception areas, entry and filming are typically lawful. This initial encounter sets the tone for the rest of the audit and poses a central question. Will her colleagues grasp the legal principles any better this time?
Are you aware about the recent terrorist incident?
I'm perfectly aware of it.
And are you aware that because of that, we raised our alert?
Yeah. And can you tell me what the current threat is right now?
It's very severe, sir.
Okay,
And
right.
for that reason, I'm asking you why you are filming the police station.
Because I'm well within my legal rights to do so.
You know, to be honest, it's not very responsible, is it?
Well, it is. It's,
Because now-
hang on. Whoa. Stop for a minute. Okay.
Okay, you
You
go.
say about it's not responsible. Okay. Am I breaking a law?
I'll tell you why
Hang on.
it's
Am
not
I breaking the law?
responsible.
No. Answer me a question. Am I breaking the law?
Sir, under
No,
current
answer the question. No, it
circumstances-
makes no difference what the
Look,
actual
I'm
current
not going to
circumstances are.
argue with
Answer
that.
that question. Am
I'm
I
not
breaking
going to
the law?
argue with that, sir.
Answer the
But
question.
Because of your actions,
Answer
I have
the
to let
question.
you know that I got a unit
I
come
don't-
in
I don't care.
to have a word with
I don't.
you.
They
to
can
ask
come all
you
they
for
want.
your reasons why
They
you are
and
filming the
they will
police
get
station.
the exact same thing as what you've got. Okay. You still did not answer me. Okay. Am I breaking the law? Yes or no?
Sir, you are filming in
Am
the
I-
back of a police station.
Yeah. And your point is what?
I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
I don't
See,
think
you
it's
won't answer the
suitable
question.
to
You won't
current
answer the question.
situation.
You won't answer the question. Okay. Because you, as a PCSO, have no more power than what a librarian has. Okay.
That's very rude.
No, but it's true. It's true though.
It's very
Okay,
rude.
and yet you can't even answer the single question, okay, that I asked you, which was very rude, okay,
Well, I don't
of
want to
am I
argue
breaking
with
the
you,
law?
sir.
Yes.
PCSO's approach seems calculated to intimidate rather than elucidate. Counterterrorism legislation mandates bona fide, reasonable suspicion, and merely recording a building from a public vantage falls far below that standard. Invoking a recent tragedy to impugn lawful conduct is a purely emotive maneuver, devoid of legal justification and it erodes professional integrity. Observe how the auditor deftly navigates the provocation, consistently returning to a single, foundational question.
Yep. So what we got here? Okay.
Sir,
If we got.
police officers, I asked you for your details.
And I told you I don't have to give those.
So I've got
And I
police
told you I
officers
don't
to
have to
speak with
give
you.
you those.
You're right.
How are you?
What's going on?
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself for me first, please?
Yeah, my shoulder number 3220.
No worries. And could you identify yourself for me? Thank you very much. Thank you.
1848 is stuff.
Thank you very much.
What's up? What's going on today?
Nothing going on.
Okay, but you're just filming us.
Yes,
What's the reason for filming us?
for public interest.
What public interest?
Exactly what it says. It's for public interest. You're a public service that the public pay for.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a public building, and I'm looking at the upkeep and how you guys actually look after it.
Okay, is there any concerns that you have?
Is there any concern? I've got no concerns. Okay, apart from this lady here. Okay,
Because you're currently standing within the premises of the police station.
yeah, which is publicly accessible.
Okay, are you? What? How long do you intend to be here for?
I could be here 5 minutes. I could be here 10 minutes. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just having a conversation
And,
with you.
and
that's
I'm
what
I'm
doing.
only answering you. I'm only answering you.
Because
So
you're,
let's
you're just
verify
causing
that.
concern. We've obviously come because we couldn't establish whether you were
Well-
actually through our gates.
Can I just ask you one thing? So when I saw you were standing by the gate, you had your hands through the gate.
No, my hands were not through the gate. So let's
And you
clarify
You
that.
were filming the back of the police station
Yes.
in detail. Why did you do that?
Well, I'm well within my rights to do so. Okay, I've broken no laws. I've committed no crime. Okay, and I don't have to explain anything to you.
I explained to you.
I do not look. Do me a favour, okay? Real officers are here now. Real officers, no, real officers are here now. I will speak to them. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Yourself?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad.
Arrival of uniformed constables instantly escalates the situation. A female officer asserts that the auditor placed his hands through the gate, significantly raising the stakes of the encounter. Precision and veracity are paramount, as officers are obliged to provide accurate and transparent accounts. The auditor categorically denies the allegation, establishing a direct clash of narratives. In the absence of corroborating evidence, such claims risk eroding public trust and may be perceived as an attempt to retroactively legitimize an interaction that was already precarious.
And the other lady that was there,
Okay.
right? And you can't approach members of the public like that.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't here, so I'm sorry I didn't witness
Yep.
it. So I can't really speak for my colleagues. But as you can understand our concerns, it's just it's a little bit suspicious. Just people coming around and just randomly recording.
Yeah, but what
And
you got to
then- and
remember,
then- and then
suspicion
being a
isn't a
bit-
crime.
And then being a bit, like anti, sort of, not wanting to answer not wanting to answer questions.
Well,
not wanting to give detail.
well, you
it's
just
just
said-
a little bit suspicious. I mean, if you
Well-
asked me for my you asked me for my details, I gave you my details.
You have to give me your
You know?
details.
So it's just common courtesy,
Okay,
You've
yeah.
asked for my name, I've told you my name. I can ask for your name. If you don't want to give it, fair enough. But
Yep.
that's how we have a
Yep,
conversation. don't
but
we?
but it is in your policy to give details.
I understand. No,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, out of respect, I asked for your
Yeah.
name. You can ask for my name.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So what
Right,
is your name,
so
sir?
one thing I'm going to ask is obviously I've spoken to my colleagues who explains what's happened and what they've witnessed you do. Okay, I understand that currently the public have access to this. What I do ask is that you don't go beyond the point where it does say, authorised police vehicles only. It's just
That's for
because
vehicles.
you've got. I understand that, but you being beyond that point, you don't have a reason to be there. There is no public access there.
Well, yeah, there is public access there. That's only for vehicles not going past that point.
No, I get
if
that,
you don't
but
want
there's no-
pedestrians, I can go right the way up to the actual gate, exactly where I was.
But there's
Okay? No, the gate is open and it's publicly accessible.
what I'm
Okay.
explaining to you is that no members of the public go through any of the two gates on the
Well,
far back of the
I
police
didn't go
station.
through that gate, so let's
I know
verify
you didn't.
that.
I'm not saying you have. Did I
But
say
this
that you
lady
have?
said that I did.
Okay, but I'm not saying that you had.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not saying that you have. So I'm just asking that we would ask you not to go beyond that
Yeah.
point because
Well,
there is
making a
no
false
reason.
report, making a false.
For this trespass allegation seems rooted in a misapprehension of implied access. The prevailing principle holds that access is lawful until explicitly revoked, typically through signage, barriers, or direct instruction. In this instance, the area was open and unsigned, rendering access up to the physical boundary ordinarily permissible. Securing a gate after an individual is already present does not retroactively render their prior presence unlawful. By asserting otherwise, the officer manufactures an avoidable point of contention, transforming a legally compliant situation into a confrontational one without substantive legal basis.
Okay, there's no reason. Okay, we can check the cameras, that's fine. There's just no reason for you to go beyond that point. That's all I'm asking you. We're more than happy for you to stay here, where access, you know, you could be going to the police station if you do fancy. That's fine. If you want to have a chat with us, I'm more than happy to talk to you.
But exactly as it was, okay, now that she's actually shut the gates, okay, that will be as far as I go, because the gates are now shut.
What I'm asking you, okay, there's nowhere else for you to go. There will only be one reason why you are there.
Why is that then?
Who knows?
No, you said there's one reason.
Yeah, to be filming police vehicles for no reason. What's the reason that you're filming?
No, for public interest.
What public interest?
Okay.
What concerns do you have?
The public pay for police vehicles. Okay, they are public service vehicles.
Yes, I pay tax as well.
Yeah. Okay, and I am entitled to film whatever I can see.
Okay, we are asking you that you're causing concern, so I'm just asking you.
Yeah, but causing
not to go beyond
causing
the gates.
concerns and what the law is
are
two different things.
Okay, but it can also constitute as antisocial behaviour. So although you may not be committing a criminal offence,
how is it antisocial behaviour?
Because you're causing a nuisance.
To who?
To us.
Okay, right. What you got to remember, okay, as an actual serving officer or a serving actual member of police staff, okay, you cannot be offended, okay, in the course of your line of duty.
I think we can.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
Okay, we're also human underneath this uniform.
It makes no difference. As a serving officer, you are not allowed to be offended in the course of your duties.
Alright.
Okay, where does it say that? Okay, it says it number 1 in your code of practice. Okay, number 2. Okay, there was a number of court cases. Okay, where an actual judge actually ruled. Okay, that no serving English or Welsh police officer or police staff can actually be offended in their line of duty whilst on duty.
Antisocial behavior claim advanced here is legally tenuous. As a general principle, police officers are not typically considered victims of public order or antisocial behavior offenses while executing their official duties. Jurisprudence consistently underscores that officers, by virtue of their training and professional role, are expected to tolerate a greater degree of inconvenience or perceived nuisance than ordinary citizens, merely being recorded during the performance of their duties, particularly in a public space, fails to satisfy the legal threshold for antisocial conduct and represents an argument unlikely to endure rigorous legal examination.
It does not. Okay? No, it does not. Okay?
What are you trying to achieve?
I'm not trying to achieve anything.
This is... Hello sir.
Good morning sir, how are you?
Morning. My name's PC King, I'm attached to Mitcham Police Station.
Nice to meet you, PC King.
You're a YouTuber, is it prod or not to prod I believe? You do audits of police stations, is that correct? You turn up, start filming?
Correct.
Is that your channel, prod to prod or not to prod?
It may be.
Okay. Have you got everything you need to film today? You've been here before as well, haven't you, I believe? To this police station?
A long while ago.
A long while ago. So have you got everything you need to film today from a public place? Obviously once you pass those gates, that's no longer a public place. But obviously you're free to film everything you like from public police station. You can do that as much as you want, the front, the back, the side, but you can't go in.
I can't enter a restricted area.
An unrestricted area, so that gate there, once you pass that, becomes a restricted area.
It does now that the gates are shut. It does now that the gates are shut. When they're actually open, I can go right way to the barrier.
There's no access
Okay.
to public.
No, it says authorised vehicle. I am not a vehicle. If you do not want pedestrians in there, it has to be correctly signed.
Right, have you got everything you need to film today? We'll leave you to it then.
No worries.
Okay, have a good day.
And you? No problem.
If you want to book an appointment for a full tour, please, let us know. We'll see
No,
if we can
thank you
arrange
very
it.
much for the offer. No worries. Take care.
Interaction serves as a textbook illustration of professional de-escalation. The central principle evident here is that a firm grasp of the law, coupled with calm and respectful communication, fosters public trust. PC King promptly affirms the auditor's right to record from a public location, communicates courteously, and refrains from unnecessary confrontation or escalation. Consequently, the encounter concludes swiftly and amicably. It exemplifies that when officers manage lawful activity appropriately, such interactions need not devolve into conflict.
Afternoon. Pardon?
Why are you recording?
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself for me?
I'm a police officer.
No, you're not. You're not a police officer. No, let's verify that, sir. No, you just said you were a police officer. Right, okay, so let's verify that. And why's that then, sir? Why's that? Tell me why I can't. Tell me why I can't, sir. And first of all, you should have told me under section 3.5, okay, that you actually turned your camera on and you were recording. Yeah, but you should have informed me, sir. Okay? Could you identify yourself for me, please, sir? Could you identify yourself for me? Your collar number, please.
My number is, can see me.
No, your number's not on the front. 7334. And yours is 7916. And yours is 7918. Okay? Thank you very much. Which is a perfectly lawful activity, sir.
Yeah, but we need to know why you're recording.
No, you don't need to know. You do not need to know. I'm standing in public.
Yeah,
I'm standing in public, sir.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely nothing you can do about that, sir.
Just a minute.
Okay, so what you got here, guys, is you got 3 PCSOs that decided to actually come up to me. This gentleman here actually said to himself he was a police officer when yet he is a PCSO, nothing more. Okay, and that is the problem. Okay, so, and that's the thing. Right, and that is what you have. Okay, so you got this officer impersonating an officer by saying he was a police officer, and that's the problem.
Is a critical moment, as the PCSO appears to misstate the extent of his authority. Legally, impersonating a police constable constitutes a criminal offense. PCSOs possess far more limited powers than full constables, and presenting oneself as a police officer can mislead the public. The auditor's prompt and direct challenge is essential for ensuring accountability, and the interaction's dynamics shift noticeably the moment this issue is raised.
What I do, mate, so I can see you're filming myself and our officer a good part of what he wants on as well, okay?
No worries, thank you very much for telling me, I appreciate that.
No worries. We'll start off now. My name's PC Danny Griffiths, 3516 Alpha Whiskey.
Thank you very much, sir.
2839 Alpha Whiskey.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, so we can see that you're filming a police station.
Yep.
That raises some concerns for us. We've asked them why you're doing that.
No, I understand that it may raise concerns for you. What I'm doing is I'm just doing a quick video about the police station and about Hammersmith Police Station to do with why, when you look at the amount of calls that go into the police, that out of Hammersmith Police Station for burglaries and that, it's only 1 in every 27 people then that are visited from that.
So 127 as in...
One in every 27 burglaries, the police attend in Hammersmith.
That's not true. I can't speak for the other teams that work at Hammersmith. Our teams seem to see it every
Well then you need to actually go back and look at the statistics then and look at the actual stats.
Well, again, that might be a question for my superiors. We can't answer that here now. We're obviously just concerned about what you're doing.
No, that's fine.
I'm more than happy with your explanation. That was if we prefer you didn't because of the high security risks around the station itself.
Well, first of all, can you tell me, is the police station secure?
Yes.
Am I standing in public, sir?
Yes.
Right, well then there's no problem whatsoever then.
However, you filming can be classed as sort of intel, covert intel.
So what are you saying? Are you calling me a terrorist or anything like that, sir?
No, but there is that potential risk. We don't know if you're a terrorist.
Yeah, but then I can then say the same thing about you, sir. I can turn around and say that you're this. If I then actually make a presumption then on an officer actually committing murder or doing rape, okay, I could say that I think that you're a potential rapist, and it's the same thing. You can't go off of that presumption, sir. I'm standing here, you've asked me what I'm doing, I've told you what I'm doing, sir. And as you can see, I'm really...
This officer's invocation of terrorism and Cobra intelligence represents a significant escalation. Legally, any stop under the Terrorism Act necessitates reasonable suspicion. In this instance, the officer concedes uncertainty regarding whether the auditor poses any threat, which fundamentally weakens his justification. Leveraging such an extreme rationale to challenge, Someone lawfully filming exemplifies a textbook case of disproportionate response.
And that's how it should be. And most of all, when you actually came and you approached me, you are most probably the only officers so far from here that have actually came and approached me correctly. First of all, you told me you're putting your body worn cameras on. Then you identified yourself correctly. When you take that PCSO that was actually telling you when he was walking up here, when he first came out the gate, there was 2 police vehicles that were coming out the gate. He stopped me and then he actually told me outright he's a police officer. He's not a police officer, he's a PCSO. He can't say he's a police officer. That is wrong information to give to the members of the public. He cannot do that, sir.
Okay, well, I didn't witness that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take your word for it. Okay, so in terms of footage, all right, have you got what you needed?
No. As soon as I'm done, then I'll be on my way.
Okay. You know roughly how long that's going to be?
I couldn't tell you, sir. I could be here 5 minutes, I could be here half an hour. I couldn't tell you, sir. As soon as I'm done, then I'll be on my way.
Would you do post on YouTube, Facebook, or?
No, not all the time. I look at the footage, I speak to local people, and then I see what then local people would like to be done.
Okay, do you do this like around like public police stations, or is it purely Hammersmith?
No, I go around the whole country.
You're around the whole country?
Yep.
Okay, where are you from?
It doesn't matter where I'm from, sir.
I'm not trying to take you.
No. I decline to answer that. I don't need to answer my whereabouts.
Auditor handles this line of questioning with skill, firmly asserting his legal rights. The principle is clear. Individuals are not obligated to provide personal information unless they are under arrest. He lawfully withholds details while simultaneously recognizing the officer's professionalism, activating their body cameras. This method underscores adherence to proper procedure, demonstrating that his refusal is guided by principle rather than defiance.
While you are actually here, can I ask you both a couple of questions, if you don't mind, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah? At this moment in time, as you know, there's a number of different forces all up and down the country, and they all operate slightly different. We all know that. But at this moment in time, a lot of members of the public up and down the country, and you've only got to look in the paper, online, and so on and so forth, that they feel that there's a bit of a divide between the police and the public. Okay? Now, there shouldn't be, and a bridge needs to be built to actually fill that gap. Okay? That's something that needs to be done. We need the police. They do one hell of a job, but what we need to do is, it's the bad officers is what give the good officers a bad name. But what we need to do is we need to try and bridge that gap, and we need to try and bring the police and the public back together. And that is a must. That is what we need to do. Okay? In your eyes, if there was one thing that you could do, okay, that could actually help bring them back together, what would you say?
It's a difficult question to answer. That's a very large question to answer. All I can say is myself and sure my colleague would vouch as well, that we do our independent job as best we can. Every call we go to, every victim we deal with, we do it at the highest standard possible. That sort of value, that sort of mindset is something that the men have to bring to all these officers. Yeah, we can't speak for every officer, every constables.
No, and as I said, I only want your own opinion, that's it, sir. That's all I want.
That's the fact. We try and do the best job we can with victims that are to us. We try and make sure justice is served as best as it can be. That's the job that we try and do. Unfortunately, when police officers do their job right, it's rarely reported on.
Well, no, that's also another reason, because one thing that I want to highlight is that, and you've already heard me say, it's about bridging the gap, and it's also about highlighting the good officers, okay? It's very important. It's very easy to always sort of put something up that sort of shows the bad officer and what goes on, but it's also very important that good officers are also highlighted, and they get the love and respect that they deserve. And I think that's very
Interaction serves as a masterclass in controlling the narrative. Rather than simply reacting, the auditor posed questions, shifting the focus onto police-community relations. 3 key takeaways emerge. Understanding your rights regarding public access is your most powerful tool. Maintaining composure under scrutiny is highly effective, and professionalism diffuses tension while ignorance escalates it. The contrast between PC King's calm, law-abiding demeanor and the other's heavy-handed tactics is stark. Which approach do you think was most effective? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more forensic analysis, and remember, this video is for educational purposes only, not legal advice. Always consult your local laws.